All right, we are moving on to chapter 3 by the Kicks, Saving the Team. The next day during lunch, I met Jesse, Emma, and Zoe behind the library buildings in the courtyard. Thanks for inviting me to eat with you guys, I said. Having lunch alone yesterday was not exactly my idea of a good time. Oh, sure, Jesse said. The more the merrier. This was the first time I'd seen Jessie not in gym clothes or practice stuff. She was wearing a bright pink thermal top with distressed jeans ripped open at the knees. I had dug through my closet the night before for a basic striped scoop neck and had ditched the khakis for simple skinny jeans. Emma wore a basic hoodie and slouchy jeans on her tall frame, while petite Zoe wore a lilac dress and glasses with oversized frames. She looked very California chic, while Emma looked like she could have just rolled out of bed. The list from the soccer tryouts is going to be posted after lunch, Emma said excitedly. I hope we all made it. I doubt I did, Zoe said sadly. Not after the way I froze up. I hope you guys have fun on the team without me. What happened, Zoe? I asked. You look like you really knew how to handle the ball. It was only when everyone started calling to you that you seemed to get nervous. Zoe blushed. I don't know. When Emma, Jesse, and I are kicking the ball around, just the three of us, I'm fine. It's only when I feel like everyone's watching me, I freeze up. Emma put her arm around Zoe's shoulder and squeezed. She's better than fine when it's just the three of us. She's awesome. I smiled, feeling glad I had met such a nice group of girls. Imagine if everyone in the school were like Mirabelle. I shuddered. I had to know what was going on with her and Jessie. So, what's the deal with Mirabelle? I asked. Emma and Zoe groaned. The Mirabelle saga, Emma said dramatically. It never ends. Jessie got a sad look on her face. This is going to be hard to believe, but Mirabelle and I used to be besties. No way! I felt my eyes grow wide. Jessie and Mirabelle were so different, plus Mirabelle was an entire grade ahead. She wasn't always like this, Jessie explained. We live on the same block and are neighbors, so we basically grew up together. Our parents are good friends. We knew each other before we even went to elementary school. Believe it or not, since Mirabelle was older, she always looked out for me. That is hard to believe, I said, still surprised at her revelation. Mirabelle seems to look out only for herself. Jessie nodded. Now she does. We played soccer together in elementary school. Right before sixth grade, she joined the traveling soccer team. She mentioned that, I said. Jessie snorted. I bet she did. Once she joined the team, which has girls from schools all over the county, she made friends with some girls from Pinewood. It's a super expensive private school, Zoe explained. Yeah, I keep hearing about how good they are at soccer, I said. Both the boys and girls teams, Jessie said and nodded. Anyway, Mirabelle really wanted to go there, but her parents couldn't afford it. And when she started the sixth grade at Kentville, she completely changed. New wardrobe, new attitude. She acted like she didn't even know who I was. We stopped hanging out. My mom said it was because we were at different schools, but something about her had changed. I was so nervous to go into the sixth grade, knowing Mirabelle wouldn't even talk to me, Jessie said. And she smiled at Emma and Zoe. But luckily, I met these two on the first day, and I wouldn't trade them for all the Mirabelles on the planet. I shuddered at the image of an army of snotty Mirabelles popped into my mind. If Mirabelle ditched you, why is she so angry at you? Emma and Zoe giggled as Jessie sighed. Well, at first, I missed the old Mirabelle, Jessie admitted. I was hurt and confused. I thought if I could just make her remember all the fun times we used to have, we could be friends again. So one day last year, I put this picture of us together in elementary school in her backpack, thinking it would remind her of what good friends we used to be. But the picture fell out in the locker room at her travel team's practice. All the Pinewood girls saw it and gave her a hard time about it. Why? I wondered, what's the big deal of having a picture in your backpack? I kept one of me and Kara in my bag. Emma began to giggle. Let's just say that Maribel wasn't always the perfect fashionable person you see today. She had an awkward phase, Jessie explained, and maybe she used to dress a little dorky. I didn't care. She was my friend. But she thought I planted the picture in her backpack on purpose to embarrass her in front of her new friends, and she's been mad at me ever since. It's been a whole year, I asked. Boy, she really holds a grudge. Jessie nodded. So sorry, but if you're friends with me, Maribel won't be very nice to you. Emma and Zoe laughed again. Yeah, because she treats everyone else so nice, right? Zoe said and chortled. Jessie laughed. Well, she is friends with all the popular 8th grade girls, she said. I guess she figured they were the only kids in Kentville good enough for her. Sometimes I think the only reason they're friends with her is because they're afraid of her, Emma said. She is really bossy. And pretty rude, I added. At that moment, Frida appeared from around the corner. The list from tryouts is up, she said. Here's hoping I didn't make it. Jessie jumped up and grabbed my hand to help me. The 5 of us raced towards the back of the gym and the locker rooms. My heart pounded as we ran, which didn't help my increasing nervousness. Even though the team didn't have a great record and seemed pretty disorganized, I really wanted to make it. I loved playing soccer, and I'd play anywhere I got the chance. Plus, I really liked Jessie, Zoe, and Emma. As we got down to the locker room, a few of the girls from tryouts were already there, taking turns looking at the list of names posted on the wall. Frida, you're on here, someone cried out from the front. Frida let out a disappointed sigh at the news. Clenching her fist, she shook it at the skies. Curses, she exclaimed. Jessie patted her on the back. Sorry, Frida. You should thank your mom for me, though. You're a great player, even if you don't want to be. This is just going to cut into my audition time. Frida wailed as she turned around and left the locker room. Just ahead of us, Emma was craning her neck, trying to see if our names were on the list. Devin, your name's on the list, Emma said. And there's Jessie and Zoe. And me too. We all made it. Zoe had a look of complete shock on her face. Emma gave her a hug. Awesome. We're all on the team together, Emma cheered. Wait a second. Jessie got up close to the list and squinted. Every person who tried out made the team. I squeezed past Emma to take a look at the list. With my own eyes, I scanned the page, and 10 8th graders and 9 7th graders had made the team. 19 girls tried out yesterday, I recalled, and everyone made it? Wow, that's a big team. In soccer, only 11 players could be on the field at a time. Most teams had spots for 3 or 4 alternatives, but the Kentville Kangaroos had 8? That was a lot. Emma shrugged. Well, that's Coach Flores for you. She wants everyone to have a chance. I felt silly for even being nervous about tryouts. I could have sat on the field and recited nursery rhymes and still made the team. That fact took away my feeling of accomplishment. I never imagined soccer in California would be like this. On the bright side, I had 3 new soccer friends to hang out with. But then Maribel's face popped into my head. How was I going to deal with her? That is the end of chapter 3.